Welcome guys to the best TOEFL Task 1 explanation you'll see on YouTube. I'm so excited to show you guys these tips. And that's because most students, when they take the TOEFL exam, they only get around 20 and 23 points. So in this video, I'm going to make sure that you get that 26 score every time you take the test. And if you think it's not possible for you, get that out of your head right now. Just this month, just for you to know, a couple of students made it to UCLA, they made it to Stanford, the University of Toronto, and UC Irvine. So I know you can do it too. So, are you ready to learn a proven structure that always works? The secret sauce that most people never learn? Then let's get going now. So in task 1, you'll have 3 different topics that you can choose from. Maybe you'll have a question about your opinion, your personal preference, or even your personal experience. The thing is, you only get 15 seconds to prepare. So that means that structure is everything. If not, you might sound like this guy. Well, I agree that technology makes our life easier whenever we are doing whatever we like to do and whenever I'm enjoying my life for 2 reasons. Okay, so you don't want to be like that guy. So here's a very simple, high-scoring template that you can use for almost any question. You're going to know that the answer is not complicated at all, but what you're going to do, you can increase that simple template with high-level vocabulary that you can just look at any of our videos that we have. Okay, so what do you do for TOEFL Task 1? First, give a simple answer from the beginning. You should not take more than 5 seconds to give your simple answer. You want to get out of there as soon as possible because no matter how long that introductory answer is, you're not going to get many points from it. Most of your score is going to come from your reason 1 and your explanation, and then your reason 2 and your explanation. So what's the template? First, give a simple, easy to understand answer. Then you give reason 1 and you explain your reason. If you have time within 20 seconds, also give a brief example. Then you're going to go to reason 2, explain that answer, then give a brief example if you have time. The most important part is that you explain what you say. So basically it's a 45-second answer, 5 seconds for your introduction, 20 seconds for reason 1 and your explanation, and another 20 seconds for reason 2 and your explanation. You will be graded depending on how well and how confidently you answer those 2 reasons. So that's why you need to divide the time. 20 seconds for reason 1 and another 20 seconds for reason 2. So we already saw how student Reggie took too long to get out of his introduction answer. So in the sample answer, you're going to see exactly how you can do it. I hope you like it. Let's get started. Okay, so now we're going to look at 3 different types of task 1 speaking questions. You're going to see how you would answer it, then you're going to see how I would answer it, and make sure you follow my structure to guarantee that you do well. Okay? So, do you see the question on the screen? How would you answer this question? Take your time. Okay, I would answer it like this. Personally, I definitely concur with technology making our lives a lot easier for 2 reasons. First of all, because it can help us to save so much time. That's because things that you're used to doing in person, you don't have to because you have technology to do it. For example, we can order groceries online instead of going to the store to do it. And if you order groceries online, in the convenience of your own home, you can wait for what you need. Moreover, it allows us to stay connected. That's because you don't actually have to travel somewhere to be able to see your family. Nowadays, you can just call or do a video chat with your family or your friends, even if they live in a different country, which is so helpful. Okay, so that was an opinion question. If you noticed, I just basically gave my opinion for that answer. Very simple answer. I tried my best to make sure that the intonation was good. My control over the explanation was pretty good, I believe. And if you noticed, I did not have a conclusion in my answer. You will notice that I never have a conclusion. There's no point of saying a conclusion again if you already gave the answer in the beginning. So 20 seconds for reason 1, 20 seconds for reason 2, get the highest score possible. And now let's check the second type of question. Okay, so this is a preference question. So that basically means that you should not be talking about anyone else. You should be talking about me. All of your answers should be in the first person because they're asking you, what do you prefer? So, how would you answer this question? Well, I would answer it like this. Well, personally, I definitely would prefer working in a team for two main reasons. And first of all, because it's much more efficient. When I work with others, we can divide tasks and we can finish faster. For example, the last time that I was in a group project with our friends, or with my friends, we actually finished a couple of days ahead of time and we all got very good test scores. So I definitely would do it again. Moreover, I can learn new ideas from my teammates. Nobody is born knowing everything. For instance, when I did a group project last semester, I picked up better research skills from my friends, and these skills I still use to this day, and I plan to continue using them for the rest of my life. Okay, so what did you think about that answer? If you noticed, I think I finished that one with about 1 or 2 seconds still on the table. If you noticed, I did not try to say something else because with 1 or 2 seconds, maybe the time will cut me off. Now, so why is that so important that the time doesn't cut you off? Well, in the actual exam, you're going to be sitting in front of a computer. The grader will not be able to see you. They will just be listening to your voice. So can you imagine talking and in the middle of your answer, for example, yes, and I would definitely like, so if you see like, if you do something like that, it's very awkward and you don't want that to happen. You actually will lose conclusion points if you get cut off by the time. So you don't actually need a conclusion. You want to split your time 20 seconds between reason one, 20 seconds between reason two. But if you get cut off by the time, you will lose conclusion points because you didn't actually finish your idea. So if you have 5 seconds left, definitely say something. But if you have less than 5 seconds, like 2 seconds or 1 second, just let the time go. It's not worth it. You can still get your 26 easily with a little bit time left on the clock. All right, hope that helped you out. Let's look at the last type of question. Okay, just so you know, I made a little mistake earlier about the personal experience question. Actually, the question should be an imaginary situation question, just like you see here. So you talk about an imaginary experience, but you also want to incorporate a little bit of your personal experience in your answer. So how would you answer this question? Well, I would answer it like this. Well, personally, I believe that prohibiting personal cell phone use during working hours is a great idea for two main reasons. First of all, because it can significantly increase productivity. This is because when employees are not distracted by personal messages or social media, they can focus more on their tasks, and this will lead to much better efficiency. And personally, in my case, now I work a lot better and I'm more focused as well. And moreover, it enhances workplace professionalism. Limiting cell phone use ensures that employees are attentive during meetings and interactions, fostering a more respectful and engaging working environment. And in my case as well, I have a much better relationship with my coworkers and my clients. Okay, guys, I know you did a great job. In the States, when we do something good, we always say we got to dab on them. So you're gonna just dab on those graders there when you do your test, when you get that 26 that I know you wanna do, and I know you've been working so hard to get, and I'm just looking forward to seeing you get that 26 or higher when you take the test the next time. Okay, so let's just do a recap of everything that we talked about today. First, you wanna make sure that it's clear, understandable, and that your answer you get out of there as soon as possible. Also, you want to have clear and organized transitions. First of all, moreover, so it's easy to hear your reason one and your reason two. Also, did you notice the pace that I was speaking with? Yes, I was speaking a little bit fast on the explanation, but I was never speaking too fast on reason one and reason two. I always slowed down so that they could hear it, understand it. So whatever I said for my explanation, it was going to be very easy to understand because they already understood my reason. So what does that mean? Slow down on your reasons, speed back up when you're explaining those reasons and your example. And I'll just throw out 2 extra bonus tips right here. Please do not remember your answers word for word. It's going to be very easy to know. It's going to sound robotic, rehearsed. So that leads me to my second tip. Practice the exam in real-time conditions. Practice multiple types of questions so that you won't be worried about whatever you get. Practice makes perfect, and you got this. All right. If you want more templates and daily TOEFL practice, don't forget to hit the link in the description. I post TOEFL videos every day. You're going to see more and more YouTube shorts. So I know I've been slacking on you guys for a little bit, but don't worry. We're getting better every week. And starting from now, you're going to see much more content. I can't wait to see how you grow. So until the next time, take care.